Box Productions.
When I stumbled across the Jay Prince in the NBA young boy scenario, it's hard to ignore. Not only are people sending it directly to my DM, it's when you scrolling through your normal scroll, it's a popping topic. So even if you attempt to ignore it, you're going to be motivated to click on eventually. And I'm going to tell y'all, as much as I ignore content traditionally, as you can imagine, I ignore it slightly less now because I'm in a system where I want to be up on certain things just to be able to chop it up with y'all. Even if I don't directly bring it up and y'all mention it, I want to be able to be up on certain things. So I want to go low again just because of that. I'm going to figure it out to where I won't have to adjust my seat to see the screen and the shirts. But at this point, I just want to get the rest of that backdrop in. I'm so symmetric, it's killing me that because of the mic shot, that the two outer lines are not looking as long. That I know it might not even notice. I probably brought attention to it, but I'm gonna get it all right. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But I don't understand. Like, as after such, it's like been decades, and Jay Prince was grown when his name first rose to any type of prominence in hip hop. He was a fully grown man. He was never a kid when we knew about him, and then I often refer to him versus Suge as an example of how a powerful individual on the street level should approach being a public name. Because for quite some time, Jay Prince's name was one that was a household name, but it was very hard to put a face to it. I would even liken Top Dog to that, in that sense, to what a CEO or a boss of anything that is major should be when the actual revenue and the bottom line of success is being involved with people who are publicly successful. Signing artists or whatever it may be. If that's the way you get your bread and butter, is by employing popular people, I find it conflicting when you are competitively as popular or attempting to be as popular or even somehow resultingly subsequently becoming as popular as the subjects that you are invested in. I think it's counterproductive for anyone in that position. So it was kind of ironic when Suge Knight used to clown Puffy. You don't want everybody dancing on your CEO dancing on your video, come over here. And then he was like, CEO should never be the biggest artist on the label. And then when the new role came, I watched Suge Knight become the biggest artist on the label and not experience much success after that. And then here it is with the Jay Prince situation. He's been an underground type of like powerful understanding for years. And I just feel like the more popular and face and vocal you get, the less of that you retain, and the more politically correct you're definitely going to have to be in what you say. But I don't know why he's so comfortable with implicating himself with this mob tie thing. Like, the mob in America is real, and even if you're not frauding to be so vocally attached to that, you see what they just did to Coochie and them. When it comes to hip hop and organized crime, they let you know they not playing. And I thought it was over with. This young NBA young boy you see, he has a mouth and an aura that will go at any and everybody at any time. For Jay Prince to somehow get involved in some issues that initially didn't concern him, and although it's in a region that you were born in, I'm not going to speak to how he say, yeah, this is my business, regardless of the fact that it's not my business. It's my business because it happened in Texas. And you're saying this in front of the whole world to a young man who obviously don't care about nothing that we consider structure or all that. We already seen how he get down. So you got in his business. He spoke out because you made it a public thing that you in his business, and he made a public statement as he don't care about none of that. He not associating with it. He not making friends. Now, your response includes reminding him that you guys have connections in front of the whole world. Now, you the mob ties guy. Nobody that's really getting funky wants to be associated with the mob ties to the world. So for him to say, hey, I'm not looking for no friends. I don't know you dudes. I'm cool. I don't need that. I don't want that. All that in front of the public. And then you come to correct him with a statement saying, yeah, we are family. We go back. We connected. When they get to dropping them indictments, them conspiracies and federalities, you know the federalities been in Jay Prince in the business for decades. The feds never get out your business, especially when they're in your business because you had something established on the corporate level. They never stop peeking. I don't understand how these dudes feel so comfortable getting in front of the media and expressing this mafia mob persona, not to sell records, but to Jay Prince has to be considered a senior at this time. So to feel like that is the correct way to approach the public as a black CEO and everything that's going on, you have the energy to put out, and y'all hear me rambling on, but this is what I'm referring to right here. You have the energy to say this to a young black man after you got in his business in front of the world versus finding some other medium to communicate with him. Does he have the problem or do you have the problem? We already aware he has issues. He don't make no secret of it. He has some of the worst things that people can admit about themselves going on in his life, and he makes music about it, and he has no qualms about it. So I don't even attempt to try to assess a lot of things that he's going through because he's already let y'all know he don't give a So now, here it is. You find yourself motivated to speak, to make a speech, or preach to this young man, and I just don't understand the motivation for you to be this deeply involved or concerning with anything he got going on.
I see you took my kindness for weakness, because you're a dumb boy with limited thinking ability and disrespectful. You're talking slick and acting like you and your brother wasn't down with me letting it be known you were mob ties connected. But I talked to your brother, and I believe every word he said about you knowing because he's been solid with me. I've known your brother for years and never witnessed no weak shit. So OG3, we good. But you seem to be dumber than a box of rocks, so you despise wisdom. What you should be mad about is the lie you live in and the weak-ass security being asleep in front of your house. I bet he lied to you about being asleep. That's free game I just gave you, but it probably went over your head. Let me say this to you, little homie. You're not a friend or enemy today. Let's keep it that way, no matter how hot it gets in Texas. By the way, I'm minding my business. You just too dumb to know Texas is my business. And I will give you whatever you ask for, good or bad. I'm done.
What could possibly be worth getting on the microphone and sending a public threat, implicating a dude to be having mob ties who is publicly denying having any connection with you? Well, my mama, that is enough to get implicated in a conspiracy because someone as mature and as well respected in the public and as familiar to the feds as Jay Prince is, going on recording saying you're denying being associated with me, that we not family, but we go way back. And then you try to tell him he sound dumb as some rocks. But then you think that you, for whatever reason, can say something fond of his brother and then divide and conquer and then continue to disrespect the young by calling him dumb, dumb, dumb. That kind of make Jay Prince sound dumb as a box of rocks. Oh, my mama, I don't want to manage unless him and his brother got some Cain and Abel BS going on. I don't know what make you think what you have done. I don't know if it was the bankerism, the hip hop records, the feds. You was cool with Suge and Irv Gotti. Whatever you did in Texas, I don't know. It's because you can make phone calls across the state and get chains back. I don't know what it is, but how he dumb as rocks when you think You can shoot a few sweet, sugary words at his brother and then turn around and disrespect him, and that's cool. Oh, my mama. I'm just saying this. Look, y'all know, I don't be talking to nobody but the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people that be in my little chat. Anybody who hear me thinking out loud in front of my little peoples and then got something to say with it, they got the problem. They ain't got to worry about what I say. It's just what I think. Like, oh, my mama, Jay Prince was a part of the Trinity, the trio of Irv, Suge, and Jay that the feds had their eye on from the 90s into the early 2000s, definitely when they executed their attack on all of those entities, and all 3 of them basically suffered direly. Jay Prince seemingly, and I could be wrong about the exact details, apparently was able to make a resurgence into success through the Drake situation primarily, which you see the time gap from when everything failed. Irv and them, you seen, got some things cracking media-wise outside of music, film, TV. We saw the fate Suge took. But when the feds is in your business that long, and then you feel comfortable here having you and then a second generation junior get this involved in petty little issues on the internet and warning and sending threats to a young man who was already victimized from the beginning as far as there was a crime committed on his property. And now you expect him, with everything you've seen about him in the media, to have some type of decorum or respect for the way you getting in his business and then letting it be known it's your business as well because he's in Texas. When we right now as a people are all coming to the realization that we don't own nothing in America, and we trying to fight for what was taken from our ancestors when it comes to blood, sweat, and tears. And here you are. I don't want to use the word bullying, but some would probably deem it as attempting to bully. I've seen a lot of people call it extort. This young dude, 20-year-old, 7 kids, whole lot of problem, still getting his money with his art, basically the essence of what our culture stood for and should still stand for. And you are pressing him about his response to you getting involved in his business. It really don't look good, Jay Prince. It's like you kind of moving backwards with that. That's just my opinionization. And when I develop my opinion, especially on a public platform, my most inner challenge to myself is to utilize facts over feelings. I haven't even spoken on how I feel about it. I'm just saying the fact is that's counterproductive to your future, because if you're willing to put everything on the line, because you just said I'll give you whatever you want, good or bad, and we done seen him in Watts, in the projects, it looked like it's finna be problems. He reaches for the burner himself. He not one of them dudes running to the trailer. He's looking for the strappy. So if you see, he got tape on work. So he got work on tape. You are older man that's been living for a long time, seen a lot of things turn over, but here you are getting caught up challenging this young boy who obviously has not benefited from the time on the earth that you have, the experiences that you have, and you causing yourself to be here it is, spit for spat with him. Don't seem like a chess move, sir. You know it's chess, not checkers with us real ones, right? Oh, my mama, if it ain't, it should be. I'm just saying, though, this the black box. I'm Bay Machiavelli. You dig a lies, and if I ain't Bay Machiavelli, they'll call me SPI. If not SPI, some people say no brain. It be Bay Mactivity, though. I'm VJ Keyway. Sometimes I play videos. Spot Loco, though. The most easty West kept secret. You heard?
Snake Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All